Hi guys, I hope you're all doing well. This week we are learning lead sheet notation, which is very exciting because it really opens up a new range of possibilities for you, and it's really not that complicated. So yeah, I asked you to have looked at the link where they explain the basics of lead sheet notation and then watch this video. And when you watch this video, I also want you to look at the pages I put in this week's folder. So I'm actually not going to talk about autumn leaves at all in this video. Because that part is your homework and I want you to figure out on your own. But in this video, I wanted to show you the basics of lead sheet notation and also encourage you to think about what the connection might be between the topic this week and what we have done so far. Okay, so now let's look at Mary Had a Little Lamb. So that's in your folder. Yeah, so your right hand is going to play the melody. Your left hand is going to play the chords that are indicated there. And I want you to ask yourself, what are these chords doing? It might be a very obvious question, but it's important to clarify so that we are on the same page. What are the function? What is the function of those chords? Yeah, so the chords provide the accompaniment for the melody, right? So now that you heard the word accompaniment, does it ring a bell? Like, what kind of exercises from our past weeks does lead sheet notation connect to, do you think? How is that related? What is that related to? Yeah, so yeah, let's come back to that in a few minutes, but I'm going to show you Mary Had a Little Lamb. So yeah, so you should look ahead. You should definitely look ahead before you start playing. And you see only two chords. C chord and G7 chord. Okay, so from the chart that was given on the link, you know that an uppercase letter followed by 7 is the major minor 7th chord. So it's not this and not this, but this kind of 7th chord. So this is all you have to do when you have the lead sheet notation. Like that. So how can you make things more interesting? Yeah, so at this point I want you to think about the left hand patterns exercises I made you do repeatedly over almost a month, I think. Yeah, when the semester started. Yeah, so here is where the left hand patterns become useful, should become very useful for you. So for example, did I put pages 8 and 9 from the book? So you might want to apply number 4. So now I want you to look at page 8, pattern 4. So yeah, like I explained weeks back, this is just a sample of how the pattern should go. So obviously when the chord changes, you have to apply. And you can't really literally apply the major triad to 7th chord where you have 4 pitches. So you have to be kind of flexible. So I play 3 pitches together and do this, or either way is fine. Yeah. Like that. Okay, so yeah, I'm sorry my keyboard sounds so harsh. My real keyboard and a better keyboard is those are not accessible to me right now, so yeah, bear with me. Yeah, so or look at page 9. You have some arpeggiated pattern, right? Patterns. So You could do something similar to number 8. I think you got the idea. Yeah. So let's look at something a little more complicated. Could you look at page 71, which should also be in your folder? Yeah, Ode to Joy. This one I wanted us to look at together because it has a little more chords. C chord followed by C major chord triad, followed by G major triad, and then A minor triad. And what does it mean when a letter has a slash and another letter? So the left side letter is the actual chord, C chord, but on G, you know it as the second inversion. Okay, I wanted to talk about this. First of all, this type of notation, it's in a way very handy because you don't have to translate anything in your head. If you saw a Roman numeral like 5, you have to go through the step of translating the letter into a set of pitches, right? But here they just give you the root of the chord, so I think the process is simpler, but the downside is you don't know the function of the chord. So C chord in this case happens to be 1, G is 5, and then let's look at here. C over G, C slash G. So that's the 164 chord. Do you get that? So it's really a C chord, but the bass should be G. So this is the real chord, but this becomes, so this is the second inversion, right? So I think I've mentioned it at least twice this semester, but 1 chord in second inversion followed by the 5 chord together often function like the 5 chord. Why? Because they both have the G very noticeably as the bass. Yeah. So they the first one, the C chord, tends to give the listener the impression that it's really part of the G chord, almost like a variation. And then, okay, so again, the first inversion, 1 chord followed by 5 chord, yeah, they are often together interpreted like the 5 chord, and then back to 1. This is a function you know very well, right? And then next, FM9. So it's my keyboard is slightly smaller than the actual keyboard, so I can actually reach 9 no problem, but yeah, if you can do that, you can kind of cheat as well. Okay, so here's how you cheat. Your right hand is gonna have G, so you can just kind of pretend that you play them all while actually your melody helped you. So this is how it should go. Then G chord, then A minor chord, especially since we are used to hearing the real version. It sounds very awkward, especially I'm sure you felt the stretch, the G chord, the 3 measures in the middle. That was a little strange. So yeah, like I said with our previous example, you can be flexible too, and you can add like a neighbor tone, passing tone here and there too, so all inversions. So I'm going to change slightly to show you what you can do. And then here you can add another G to make the sound a little richer if you want. And then you can kind of arpeggiate. So A minor chord I added here. and then this is gonna go up to G. So again. Then the next G chord can be changed to G7 too. Yeah, that's not a problem. Yeah, from G to G7, it's not that major a change anyway. So if you like the sound, yeah, that's fine. And then the next one, it says G, but if you're bored of root position chord, just change it. This is fine. And then this is where I think the notation is a little strange. So you can go back to C chord if you want. So you can do G, C, G, C if you want. Then here you might want to do something different. So you listen to the notation, you follow the notation. What about some passing? No. Passing note resolves to A, so I think it works just fine. So I'm going to start from the where the G chord starts. Okay, so yeah, I didn't assign this song because I felt like you have a lot to do with the autumn leaves, but I'm actually really curious to know what you come up with. I mean, as I said, this is a challenging one because we've all heard the version Beethoven made, so it's hard to beat what he did, but still you can have fun with it, and I tried to show you in this video just a few little ways to go about it. Okay, so again, lead sheet does not equal making an accompaniment. I want to be clear about that. But when you do it this way, meaning when you play the melody on the right hand and when you meddle with what's given on the lead sheet with the left hand, the notation, the C, G, A, M, that kind of thing, gives you the accompaniment. And you can use what you learned with the left hand pattern exercises to make the accompaniment part interesting. Or if you don't want to be busy like that, then you can kind of insert non-chord tones we learned or arpeggiate things, yes, and make things a little more interesting. So that's what I wanted you to learn here. Okay, and I specified what I want in terms of autumn leaves. So yeah, I look forward to seeing what you come up with. Thank you guys.